sharing it on IG right now.
What's up, friendly neighborhood nerds? If you want to hear interviews from industry pros, get first looks, and have access to endless comic content, wake up. Please wake up. You're in a coma. Your mother misses you.
Woo! What's up, friendly neighborhood nerds? This is Judah Rad. I'm here with Robo Strange. We got some special guests. We have Michael Rappin from I Read Comic Books, and we have Comics on the Mind. This is a full house. It's going to be a good episode. We got a lot of good shit to talk about. Boom! Okay, so starting with Michael, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name's Mike Rappin. I am the host, producer, showrunner, whatever you want to call it, of I Read Comic Books. It's a show that's been around for almost 6 years now, which is insane. Every week I get together with two of my rotating guests of panelists, and we talk about comic books and everything that it means to be a comic books fan. So everything from our favorite colorists to how to manage your pull list to just deep diving on specific books and all that kind of stuff. So everything and anything comic books. It's my favorite thing in the entire world, and been doing it nonstop. Otherwise, I used to work at Comixology for a long time. I've been a huge comic book reader for like 10, 12, 15 years almost. And it's probably my favorite thing in the entire world. That's pretty much it. But yeah, beautiful IRCB logo on my shirt that you can't see because of my microphone. But yeah, that's me.
Dope. Well,
and might I say that is a very, very dope shirt. Is that an asterisk? Is that an asterisk on there as well?
Yeah, you can kind of see it's like
That's
I
awesome.
read comic books, it's IRCB, but I read
nice.
comic books,
Yeah, dope.
I'm feeling it.
So, Comics on the Mind. Is there a shorter way to say your name? Do you have like a nickname?
Comics on the Mind Shift, or that's my IG name, or you can just call me Kirk. that's easier for you.
I like Mind Shift. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
Mind Shift. Mind Shift.
Boom.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in the Bay Area, Oakland, California. I've been reading comic books for been reading comic books for.
I'm not from there. I just wanted to be.
Well, I still appreciate it. Been reading comic books for 6 years. I started for a class I was teaching. I was teaching a comic book design class where I taught kids how to storyboard and create their own characters and eventually create their own little comic book for themselves. And I needed references for for some of my students. So I just went out and bought a bunch of comic books, and I was just like, I'm gonna read some of these stories. And I'm like, because I was into anime. That was like my thing for a while. And then I started reading some of these comic books I was buying for my students. So I was like, these stories are great. And so I went further down the rabbit hole, and I haven't turned back since. And then I joined the IG community, and they were very accepting. And then eventually people were like, you should join YouTube. And I was like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do that for 8 years. Good time, better time than ever, So I started doing YouTube, and then I ran into, people like Rob from Not Near Mint. And then I joined the Not Near Mint crew and haven't turned back since. And it's been a great experience. I love those individuals. We all text each other like we're like family.
That's dope. Yeah, I definitely wanted
awesome.
to have you. Because your crew is so big that I'm like, we gotta have them on like onesies and twosies because we're gonna have like this 10 square grid if we have them all on.
I know, right?
But yeah, appreciate it.
We should do the 10 square grid.
F it, why not? Hey, by the way,
Cool.
just so everybody knows, I know the audio is off sync. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's off sync. And maybe one day I'm gonna figure this bitch out. So I apologize.
All good. Seeing myself in a
Off sync.
Out of sync, whatever. Yeah.
Off sync. It makes me think of the Front Street Boys. Off sync, Front Street. Never mind. Stupid joke. All right.
Is why.
So
I got it.
we're gonna.
I liked it. I liked it quite a
This
bit.
is why
That
I
was so
refuse to
stupid.
call you Jerry in the group.
The audio just cut out, so I didn't hear your insult. I missed most. I missed it.
You good?
But so we're gonna get into what people are reading. Reading, watching, playing, dreaming about. Anything. You could really go nuts with this subject. I'm just gonna kind of kick it off. By the way, I love seeing Ben Grimm on my screen. That always makes me happy. But So I'm reading The Last Ronin. I'm reading Giga, and I'm reading Bad Mother. That's kind of what I have on my pull list right now. That I'm very into. There it is. There's Giga.
Hell yeah.
And I'm also in my not reading new stuff time reading Jeff Johns' Justice League. Because the last time I read Dark Side War, I didn't really understand it. So now I'm reading like the entire run so that I understand it, because that's just one of those things. And besides that, I watched The Mandalorian. I watched the new one last night, and I don't know who here shouldn't be spoiled right now, but I'll say this: it's like the best Star Wars thing. So.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. Anyway.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Same. Yeah, I was in the same boat.
My ears burn.
I see it too. Like, oh dear God, no.
What kind of lives are you leading where you can't take 40 minutes at the end of the day to watch the new show on Disney Plus?
People with lives, Judah. People with lives.
Just what time? Did you go to what time? What time did you go to sleep last night?
I mean, way too late, honestly. But I will say that I was full of beer and whiskey, so like I don't think I could have appreciated The Mandalorian, on such a full diet of alcohol.
That's right. That's right.
Or maybe it would have made it better. You just don't know until you try. Cool. So
let's see.
Hey,
let's see who we got in the chat real quick. Aramis. Comics will break your heart. Hello. Thank you, Aramis, for joining us. Glynis, they're here. Thank you so much. Ace, they're here. Danny, thank you so much. Let's see.
What's up, Danny?
Comics will break your heart said that she had to doom scroll for hours before bed. What is there to doom scroll about anymore? Like we're almost living in we're living in the least doom scrolly part of 2020.
I think
if you think about it.
I think doom scrolling was meaning like maybe I'm wrong, but like going through trying not to get spoilers. Is that what she's talking about? Or just scrolling through everything bad that's happening right now?
Scrolling through the end of times that we live in every day of our lives.
Yeah. But I'm not saying things are good, but I'm saying if you look at 2020 as a whole, this is the least doom scrolly season of 2020. I would say
it's not great.
But
it's not great.
Yeah,
it's not great. But it's no March.
Yeah, January 20th. We'll see what happens. Shit. Did the Georgia runoff happen yet? Is that still going on?
I think we have till January. I think we'll get the results in January.
Okay. But on that topic, and we don't have to stay very long, they did recertify. So as it kind of what Judah said, you're right. We are in the least doomy timeline right now of 2020 because we get to see Trump lose twice in Georgia.
2021, mark my words, 2021 is going to be so dope. The Rolling Stones are going to go on tour. John Bonham's going to come back to life. They're going to make Die Hard 9. They're going to literally.
It's going to come out on Christmas again.
Yeah.
All of our wildest dreams are going to come true in 2021. Just wait for it.
Donnie Cates is gonna email us and go, "Oh my God, these were going to my junk mail. I had no idea. Yeah, of course we'll go on your show."
Donnie Cates is going to come on your show in full null cosplay. Yeah. That's what's going to happen in 2021. Finally completing the circle.
Judah, that's it. I'm naming my next two characters after you guys. Hell of a couple. Hey, Comics on the Mind. What have you been reading? What have you been into these days?
I am reading a lot. I've been, I'm a hardcore Marvel fan, so I'm reading all the X-Men books. I'm a couple weeks behind, but I'm reading all the X of Swords stuff. I'm trying to get more into indie, so I'm also reading Giga. I'm also reading Undiscovered Country, which has been amazing. I know with some people it's hit or miss, but I love the story. Even those first couple issues, it was always some kind of cliffhanger or some kind of oh my gosh, I can't believe that's happening. I just jumped on Stillwater, so I just read issue number 3. It's great. I love the story. I hear a lot of comparisons of it to King of Nowhere, which I am getting soon. I haven't read it yet, but I will read it soon. But I hear a lot of comparisons, so maybe once I read
Continue
it, I'll be able to understand the comparison. Go ahead.
Hey.
I don't know if you... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's the coolest thing you have in arm's reach right now? Because you look like you're surrounded by cool shit.
Yeah. I really dig that wall display. That's like super cool.
Ooh.
First Black Bolt.
Wow. You just have that casually sitting there.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. I have a couple I can try to grab. Give me one second.
My one valuable key is Fantastic Four number 49, and that's like right behind me during my podcast.
I wish.
Cool, man.
Let's see, what else do I have that I can grab? That's in reach.
Back on you,
I can grab a couple things. Hold that thought.
Okay,
now we're getting into serious cool stuff.
While he goes and gets the cool stuff, well, no, it looks like it's right there.
Yeah, I think it's close.
It's close. I was gonna, but it's close. Man,
he's just gonna pull off all the comics off the wall to show them off, and we're all gonna sit here and just salivate with jealousy.
So, funny story about this, how I got this book. This is Spider-Man 33, one of the classic Steve Ditko.
Oh man, that's a beautiful cover.
Very nice. I love that cover.
I don't care about grade, so it's not the highest grade, but I don't care. I read the story. But I bought a stack of Silver Age books. This is when I first started collecting. Didn't really understand like key issues, and so I bought the stack of Silver Age books. So okay, let's see what I got. And I looked them up, and I'm just like, this is this book basically paid for the stack.
Wow.
It came with a bunch of stuff. It came with this, which I'm actually A-OK to Rob Worse.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not a big Howling Commanders fan, but a bunch of these issues came. It was 13, 18. The origin of his eye patch came in that stack.
Spider-Man bouncing off Captain America's shield.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. I love that. Why can't those idiots aim around the shield? Why are they only aiming at the shield? Those fucking clowns.
Maybe they learned from the stormtroopers. I don't know.
All they can see is the shield that's got a bullseye on it, and you want to shoot
bullseye.
it. I think
that's how they were trained. It's like
they're like the opposite of stormtroopers. Because stormtroopers go around him entirely. They're too accurate. they're just.
Have you seen that? Have you guys seen that meme? Like the different ways that stormtroopers shot between each movie. Like it has like episode 1 has like going around. I mean episode 4 going around, and then they go through each one, and then for Mandalorian they have all of them going directly to his armor pieces.
Just a little bit off.
What is it? Obi-Wan says he's like these are too accurate for sand people. Like sand people must be the worst.
That's right. That's right.
Do we still call them sand people? Tusken Raiders. Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you grabbed a big stack of stuff and you only showed the one thing.
Oh, I did. And before I got 46, I got 45. Fantastic Four, number 45. I'm a big Inhumans fan.
Very nice.
I love the Inhumans, so I had to get like every piece of their.
I love that haircut that Sue Storm has in that. There's a wonderful fishbowl shape. It reminds me of Attack from Mars. Mars Attacks. That's what I'm thinking of. With the big swooping hair that is.
Yeah. This is before. This is before four-shaped boob window.
Right.
I just remember her chewing that gum as she's like walking through the president's house. So.
Right.
And then I got Incredible Hulk 105.
Ooh.
Oh snap!
I just love this cover. It's very iconic. When I got the Immortal Hulk issue number 1, I love that first cover. I had to hunt that down because I can only get the second print, and because that first print shot up in price.
Nice. Wunderbar. Robo, what do you got going on?
Well, that's what I went and ran down for. I was like, oh shit, I forgot this is a comic book podcast. I should probably have my comic books.
Run.
I thought we were just gonna sit here, drink, and make fun of each other. So,
I mean, sure. I just met all you guys, but yeah, let's do it.
Fuck yeah, bro session.
Yeah.
So I did get a couple hardbacks that caught my eye. I'm usually pretty late to the game. Judah knows me as the filthy casual, and so every time I get excited about it,
I've never said that. You call yourself that all the time. I never say that.
and then Judah's like,
I'm always very encouraging.
he doesn't. He's like, I'm not saying it. I didn't say it. So I did get volume 1 and 2 of American Gods, and here's what's funny about these. They have these dust covers on it, but when I put them on the shelf after I move, man, do I not want them on there. Like, those, man, they're so nice. And then I know that Scotty Young has a, it's like Funko Pops. You either hate them or you love them, or you just don't give a shit either way. But
I love them.
I really like it.
I love Funko Pops.
Notice he didn't say Scotty. He didn't say Scotty Young.
I don't love Scotty Young.
So,
ooh,
I like.
don't look at this wall over here. Then don't look at this wall. It's covered. Scotty Young cover.
He's a great guy. I just can't imagine reading a whole book of his stuff.
It's pretty great. You just got to have your brain in the right, like you have art that's like, for instance, I wouldn't want to see this art in heavy metal. Right, and so
right.
that wouldn't work, right? So, but if I'm, it's like when we read Pretty Violent, like Pretty Violent didn't like, oh, what am I doing? My brain was ready. I saw the cover and we went forward, right?
Or like the Ludicrats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this one,
I heard issue number 3 is really good. It picks up, but that first issue I couldn't. It was so weird. And I like weird. I love weird.
Yeah, no, weird is good.
It was just
Ludicrats. I feel like Ludicrats shouldn't have been a series. It should have been a graphic novel because I think it reads better as like a long form thing. Because I picked up the first issue and read it, and then 2 and 3 came out, and then I read all 3 in a row, and it's really good.
Is it good?
But you like reading them one by one. I don't think it works. Like I think Kieran Gillen. I got a whole rant, but I think that his books, specifically Ludicrats, some of his shorter form stuff reads better in one go versus serialized as a series.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that regarding Once and Future and like stuff like, I mean, his Marvel stuff I thought was actually very well serialized. But his independent stuff I definitely agree.
I guess I should have been more specific because I think it's his independent stuff that I don't want to say suffers from that, but it has that tendency where like you can tell he's trying to write the bigger game story, but he doesn't have an editor sitting on his shoulder at like you would at Marvel. That's kind of saying like, make sure that this is digestible and clippable and all that stuff.
We did a cliffhanger at the end of each issue, and we need at least 2 like explosive parts or something like that.
Right.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, I read the first 2 Ludicrats and maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll buy the trade, especially if there's a hardcover version of it, and I'll do that. But the first 2, I love them. But I just was like, this is silly. It's just too much. But if there's some sort of like subtext I'm missing, then
that's the thing. I feel like there's a subtext that I'm missing as well. I'm not smart enough for a lot of Kieran Gillen's books. I'll completely admit that. But like, I think that the story, once you kind of embrace the idea of the absurdity, like if you like the Animaniacs, think of it as if it's the Animaniacs, but everyone sounds smarter, but it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more mature. It's like,
more.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
We had him. We had him on the show for an interview, and he's a really nice guy. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. We love talking to him, but there were definitely parts, like I consider myself medium intelligence. He was definitely like way out of my pay grade. Like I was definitely like, God damn, I need a thesaurus for this interview. Like, You know what's
Siri, can you look up what he just said?
you know what I like about we like having people on, right? And so people say like, okay, these people are looking at stuff, and more than once we will have a creator who comes on, and they have like an assumption on how educated we are in a certain thing. And so I can't remember who it was. I'm like, well, I mean, you guys know
Alex Paradell. Alex Pagnadell has the $10 words, dude.
Well,
Right.
here's where somebody will go. They'll talk about like comic book history, and they'll be like, "Well, I mean, you guys know about Mark Klestofost and what he did with the merger between these." And then you start talking about this stuff, and when you start looking at the actual mythology behind it, you guys already know about this, I know, but it's like,
Right.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. But in my head, I'm like, yup.
Thank you for being smart. I appreciate that.
But let me finish real quick, then we'll get on to the news, because I do want to actually. You guys brought up something that's not planned. This was signed by Scotty Young.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, signed and number.
I have that.
Signed and numbered.
I have that same trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, is it good? I'm gonna be honest. I haven't read it. I don't know. I bought it.
Well,
because
I
it was
mean, I have like, I don't know. I have like a lot of the series.
signed. So you would say you were a fan. So you're a fan.
I am. I like it. Like someone told me about the premise, and I was like, that seems kind of crazy. And I read the first issue, and I was hooked.
All right.
And I love seeing his art outside of just like a variant. You know what I mean? Because I don't think a lot of people can appreciate the art he did. And just going back, seeing what he did, before he started doing like that chibi style. Like he did his style was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have like there was an X-Men Evolution. I don't know if it was X-Men Evolution, X-Men something that he did. His first like Marvel like cover piece that he did. That was like a non-chibi series. It was pretty good.
Nice.
But it's like nothing like what his style looks like now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember his when he first got started. He was doing like a Wizard of Oz series over at Marvel like years ago, and like that style. You can tell that it's Scotty Young. Like it looks like Scotty Young, but it's not that same chibi, baby style, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a beautiful book. Like I really like that book, which is why I was chasing Scotty Young.
See, that looks great.
Yeah,
that looks great. I could read that. It's that I think the very quickly done variant style, kind of maybe more like that. I don't know, but the variant style, that's what kind of turned me off to him.
You don't like this?
Yeah.
It's just what.
Oh, I love that. Is that the variant with him killing all the the image characters?
Yep.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It just there's a difference between art that I like and art that I like in a sequential story. Do you know what I mean? Like,
just say it, Judah.
Like,
just say it. Just go. It's not sophisticated enough. My brain is just so evolved. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I need some substance.
The depth is just not there for me. Rather.
I only read
dreadful things like people taking a picture.
Yeah.
I only read Mobius. Yeah.
I'm glad there's lesser people to enjoy that. I'm just above that. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Yeah. I love this cover.
That's awesome.
She's punching like Tinkerbell. She's done.
Comics will break your heart. Bye.
Jennifer.
Thank you for joining us. If we get out of here early, hell, if you want to go now, maybe we suck and we're boring. Go check out Comics Will Break Your Heart, because I think she's leaving because she has a podcast to start too. So,
It's very nice of her to stop by.
yeah, awesome. Thank you for swinging by. Let me do a rapid fire, and then I have a quick question for you guys. We got Juggernaut, number 3. Got that one. I really like that. And I did get a couple variants for Symbiote Spider-Man number 1. Is anybody reading that? Is this good?
Yes, it's good.
I also got the Symbiote Spider-Man black cover variant, just because I'm like, ooh, that looks cool.
I haven't read every tie-in for an event in a while, but I think I'm gonna do that for King in Black.
Yeah, 100%. And spoiler alert, I think we're gonna do a show on it. We're gonna do a show on it.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to read every single one, subscribe, because I think we're gonna do a little breakdown. I also got the Indigenous Peoples Hulk. I think what number is this? Hulk number.
very nice.
40?
Yeah, I think it's
Right.
40.
Yeah.
And then Marvel Voices, Indigenous Voices number 1. And then Dark Knight's Death Metal, number 5, mainly because, hold on, let me get that light just right. There's 2 ways that comic books people, the comic book industry will take my money. That right out of the mouths of my children. 2 ways. Give me a hardcover trade, or make the cover shiny, and that's it. I don't know. Bad story, worth nothing.
What's that? What's that Vince McMahon meme? The Vince McMahon meme where he's like, oh, and like the is like a hardcover that's shiny.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, that would be it. That'd be it.
That's like.
written and drawn by EVS. I'm gonna buy it. Hey, just put this aside for me. I'll pay for this later. No. Speaking.
Cool. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
When EVS comes up, that's when things have really gone overboard. All right.
That's how much I love shiny and hardcover. Last one. Scotty Young variants of Captain America.
Did not grab those.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. That's where I'm at. With the one question I had that's not really planned. Did you guys check out Animaniacs? Has anybody in the chat checked out Animaniacs?
I have not seen a show yet. I haven't.
So
Ace,
go ahead.
Ace just asked, Judah, do you listen to death metal or are you a standard metal dude? I like melodic death metal. I don't like grindcore or like Cannibal Corpse style guttural death metal, but I do like In Flames and Arch Enemy and Carcass, like post grindcore Carcass. So I do like if you consider melodic death to be death metal, then yes, I do like death metal.
Glennis,
that's the answer to your question.
Glennis, and yeah, guys, do this. Be in the chat, ask questions. We will stop what we're doing just to ask questions because that's what we're here for.
Because we're the best.
To answer questions. Because we're fucking awesome like that. Glennis asks, hey, Robo, what's your all-time favorite hero? And I would say at this point, Thor. Thor is my all-time favorite hero of all time, especially after Jason Aaron. I think Jason Aaron's run is really what just went from Thor's awesome. I've always loved Thor, but then going how Jason Aaron did, I was just like, that's a bad motherfucker.
I love Jason Aaron. Yep. I agree. Like I think I don't know if any of you guys have read King Thor. That was like him dropping the mic.
Yes,
it was good.
I'm done.
Yes,
I'm done.
Yeah, that was such a perfect.
To sit down and read all that huge run. Like I want to start it from the beginning of his run and just go through the entire thing to just let it wash all over me because I was
not
reading it for a minute.
I'm
so excited.
Yeah, 100%.
I hope that King Thor isn't the last we've seen of Gore the God Butcher. Would definitely like to see that character again.
Yeah.
Ace.
It's
Ace asked a really important question. Getting a little deep here. Who is the hottest gal in Three's Company, Chrissy or Janet? And
definitely Janet.
I would definitely say Janet. Janet is but you know what? Everyone's beautiful in their own way. So, you know, they're both equally as
never watched the show, so I can't really speak to it.
Yeah, you youngin.
I watched a lot of Nick at Night.
You young buck.
A lot of Nick at Night when I was a kid.
You didn't watch it because you don't have real TV anymore. This is when men were men.
Sure, that's
the problem with these kids.
Of course you didn't see it. Danny M. Cates is killing it on Thor. 100%. It's beautiful, right? And I would say Donnie is a great transition. We're huge Donnie fanboys, so definitely nothing bad to say. But I feel like Donnie Cates is like continuing the awesomeness, the height of awesomeness for me, and I've heard differing opinions from previous writers. But the height that Donnie Cates is continuing is Jason Aaron for me.
There's a good movement in Marvel right now with him, Zdarsky and Al Ewing, and like I just feel like the current regime, the shape of the Marvel right now is pretty good, and I feel like things are going bad for DC. So you know it just ebbs and flows. Yeah. If you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said DC's got Snyder and Jeff Johns, and they're really just killing it, and Marvel's getting stale. It's completely reversed. So, you know, things just change.
Right before
It ebbs and flows though. Like every couple of years, like every 3 or 4 years, it'll feel like Marvel's on top or DC's on top. It's bizarre. Yeah. Like the way that talent changes hands and people go from one side to the other.
I thought Death Metal was going to be
just where the writers and artists go.
I thought Death Metal was going to be it. I thought Death Metal was going to be like, okay, and then it wasn't. But the covers are awesome, so that has to count for something, I feel. Before we move,
so let's get into news.
Before we get into the news, I just want to say, I didn't hear you guys' answer. Did you guys watch Animaniacs or no?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
no.
All right.
I watched it.
I like it. It's not like Rick and Morty or Family Guy adult cartoon, but it's adult enough to give you that nice little injection of nostalgia. And then there's jokes.
Nostalgia.
You definitely are. There are jokes in there that are only for adults. They make fun of Donald Trump. They make fun of millennials and things like that. Just like in a meme kind of way, not in a mean kind of way. So, and then a couple people in the chat also say it's hilarious. So if you haven't watched it, give it a try. Okay. And really, it's like something that I'm gonna have on in the background while I'm cooking or something. I'm not gonna be like TV time. Animaniacs, you know.
Right, you're not like Breaking Bad. Just
That's right.
That's right. To every minute of this show.
Kids. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Everybody, shut up! We're watching Animaniacs. Yeah.
I haven't been on the internet for 4 days because I haven't had a chance to catch up on Animaniacs. I just don't want any spoilers. Nobody tell me anything.
Good. If you're gonna talk during Animaniacs, go to your room. But yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Black Panther 2 started filming in is going to start filming in mid 2021. Marvel Studios
can I interrupt
is slated
really quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
And just give an update on something that I've been reading that I think everybody should check out.
Do it.
Since I didn't give an update.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody should read The Magic Fish. It's probably one of the best original graphic novels that's come out in the last year. It's a very, very serious, beautiful book. I highly recommend it. That's the only one I want to talk about.
Give us the gist. What's it about? What's it about?
So the story is about a young boy who is trying to basically find himself as a person. His parents are immigrants from Vietnam, and so the way that they relate to each other is they read old fairy tales to each other. And so this guy, the guy who made this book, Trung Le Nguyen, his big thing is that he draws these very beautiful, cutesy characters and dresses and stuff. That's kind of how he made his name on the internet. And so through this book, which is like a slice of life story about this kid trying to grow up and his parents, he's telling these stories about fairy tales, so you still get to see the very fabulous, beautiful, dressed people in these wonderful, magical worlds. And so the story continues to basically follow him as he tries to come out to his parents, as well as following his parents and their, I guess, existence in a home away from home, where they're from Vietnam. They immigrated to the United States during the Vietnam War, and it's been tough to just survive. So it's a really good, kind of sad, kind of heartwarming book that I definitely recommend to people if you're looking for a good, solid hour-and-a-half read. So I know that you were talking a lot about Marvel and DC and stuff like that, but this book absolutely floored me. I highly recommend it.
The Magic Fish.
It's a wonderful thing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, The Magic Fish.
All right.
I'm intrigued. I'm definitely gonna check that out. I
like
slice of life stories.
Yeah. I'm allergic to milk.
So.
All right. Sorry, Ace. I tried. So she put in the chat. If everyone's beautiful in their own way, in what way are they? They said that if everyone's beautiful in their own way, in what ways are Rudy Giuliani's tar drips beautiful? My best answer.
Are you kidding me? I love that. That's one of my favorite things that's happened this week.
What a beautiful thing to see her see him die. Him and Mitch McConnell are literally decomposing before our very eyes, and it's yes, decompose further. Okay, let's get into the news.
Okay, news. First news item: Black Panther 2 starts filming in mid 2021. Marvel Studios is slated to begin production on Black Panther 2 in Atlanta starting July 2021, with Narcos Mexico star Tinoch Huerta reported to play a villain.
Exciting.
Nice pronunciation there. I like. That's what I was.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
Hollywood Reporter, Letitia Wright, Lupita Nyong, and Winston Duke and Angela Bassett will return for the sequel to 2018's Black Panther. Letitia Wright's Shuri is reported to play a larger role after the passing of Chadwick Boseman. I think we all saw that coming, and I think that's as tragic loss of Chadwick Boseman But completely separate from that tragedy, I'm incredibly excited to see Shuri take on that main role in the movie franchise.
100%. And if it money talks, right? So if Shuri takes over the mantle, right, because she has to for her country, and it's good, I bet it's not even going to be temporary. I bet you people love it. Yeah. It sells. There's licensing, and then Shuri is the Black Panther. Yeah.
The actress is set for the next decade as she has a continuous role as the Black Panther. I would love that.
And here's the deal.
I would love that.
Because money talks, if that is successful in the MCU, bet money we're going to see a change in the comic book line to where, we'll have a retired Black Panther and then she'll take over permanently.
So T'Challa,
yeah. T'Challa,
In the Reginald Hudlin run, Shuri became the Black Panther temporarily. Yeah. As much I love that run, and I think it's one of my favorite Black Panther runs. However, I do think that she was underutilized in that role. It was only a handful of issues where she was the Black Panther, and she didn't do as much fighting or ass kicking as I would have liked. And then T'Challa came back pretty quickly. So I hope that the movie. I mean, how could it not? The movie's definitely going to expand on that. So exciting.
I mean, it's good to hear that Marvel has a plan moving forward for this series, because I think, the incredibly unfortunate loss. I think a lot of people were probably concerned, how do you continue making Black Panther films, and how do you continue to use those characters that they set up, not just Chadwick Boseman's character, but everybody else, Shuri and his family and all that stuff. I think there's a lot of wealth of characters there, so it's good to hear that they're trying to move forward and try to make something out of that series.
Question for the panel, for the group. What do you guys think is a classy way? And for the chat too, yes. Anyone can weigh in here. I sincerely don't know, so I'm curious to hear a conversation about it. What is the classy way to explain T'Challa's absence in the next Black Panther movie? How should they do it? What would be a not offensive way? I feel like he dies off camera is offensive, personally.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
I mean, they could go I don't know if you guys read the latest Black Panther that's been coming out, but I know he was sent to outer space, and and then maybe he's in another galaxy, or something. I don't know. It's definitely tough without without having to kill him.
Don't Tarkin him.
Yeah.
Well, it's a question of there is also the awful possibility, or maybe not awful, but there is the possibility that they may recast the character. Right.
Yeah.
They could, and
Please don't.
I know, and I'm throwing it out there because it seems like that's something Marvel. How does Marvel not capitalize on Black Panther as a character? Right. I think Shuri taking the mantle totally makes sense. However, if they wanted to continue that story in a different way, they could recast him and explain away the difference and why he looks different, why he appears to be a different person. Make that the story. It would be unfortunate, but that's also an option. I think.
You know what they could do? They could have him say goodbye, he's leaving for something, maybe for space. Have someone wearing the mask so that nobody could see that it's not him, and then use old voice recordings to jerry-rig a coherent dialogue.
We have the technology, and I'm sure that Disney has the money to fake someone's self, and that's kind of gross. I think
if they can make Michael Jackson dancing on stage, I'm sure they can bring him back.
But I think you also don't want to be offensive with that though, because you do border on being offensive with it.
Here's the thing.
I agree.
Go ahead.
I think that's all offensive because we're all mourning him, so it's anything they do does not feel good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I think that recasting or killing off camera is more offensive than a masked version of what they did with Carrie Fisher. I say masked to avoid that weird uncanny valley they gave us, kind of a disturbing last moment with Carrie Fisher. But yeah, I don't know. I don't.
The only way I think all you could do is actually. That's a good point. What does the family want? I think that's the main people, right? Not even really just the fans, but I think for me, and I can only speak for myself, is recasting, because this is about Chadwick Boseman and not the character Black Panther. Recasting is the thing that I think is going to be the most jarring. And so the only way we can do that, and I know we don't want digital, and I think somebody said in the chat that they already said that they're not going to, Glenna said that they're not going to go digital. But even if they don't show his face, and it's like something like a sacrifice, and like, I have to go, it's time for me to go to the spirit world for my family, Shiri, or whoever, I need you to go, take this. And then that's the end. Because if they do diplomatic, if they do, I'm off in another galaxy, or whatever, all that's going to signal to me is, the story never gets resolved. Well, not just that. It's going to be disappointing because it's going to signal to me that you plan to recast and you just aren't going to do it right now. I would like to see them actually kill T'Challa, and then that's the end of that. But the whole relationship between T'Challa and Storm, I think is too much money involved with that to actually kill off the character T'Challa.
I don't think that's ever going to happen in the movies. I
want it to happen, but I don't.
Not this generation.
Oh well, we got time.
Yeah. So speaking of Marvel movies, anyone have any last shots on this one, or do you want to move on to Deadpool 3? All right. Deadpool 3.
Oh, I did put pictures.
Moving forward with presumably within the MCU. They've tapped the Bob's Burgers writers to script, which doesn't excite me because I think I'm the only person who doesn't love Bob's Burgers, but whatever. Wendy
First Scotty Young, now Bob's Burgers. Your taste sucks, Judah.
It's just
hold
not
on.
Judah.
I don't want to be on the side of Scotty Young here. Hold on. Let me draw some lines.
Hey,
You cut out. You have to say it again. You gotta say it again.
Huh? No. He's good. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just didn't hear it.
Oh,
I think I have bad Wi-Fi here.
He said he didn't want to be on the same side as Scotty Young, so we got to redraw the boundaries.
Yeah, you got to redraw these boundaries for me so that I can be where I need to be.
I'm gerrymandering over here. If you're gonna be on this side of Bob's Burger Writers, you have to take Scotty Young. It's just the way. I'm sorry.
Son of a bitch.
Damn it. So, what is it? I can't pronounce these names, but it's Wendy Molyneux and Lizzie Molyneux-Loughlin. I think I got that right, actually.
You nailed it.
The writers of Bob's Burgers have signed on to pen the script for Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool 3. Do you think it's going to have the F word? Do you think they're going to be saying, like, fuck shit and, like, fighting and blood and, like, he kills people? And do you think it's still going to be, like, hardcore?
I mean, I think they've already shown that people like that and that it can work really well. So I think if you take the kind of silliness, I don't know how else to describe it, of Bob's Burgers, and then you kind of amp it up a little bit, make it a little bit more mature, a little bit more, I don't want to say adult because I think that's the wrong way, because I think Bob's Burgers is very adult, but it's a kind of a wackier sense of humor. So I think if you can find a middle ground between the Bob's Burgers style humor and then what they did with the first two, because we had Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese, who wrote the first one. I don't know what happened to them, why they're falling off the movie, but I think that this is a good way to tap into some really popular writing styles that I think will resonate more with people. Because, you said that you're not a fan of Bob's Burgers. That's fine, but I think quite a few people are fans of Bob's Burgers. So, I think it makes sense to bring in this type of talent, and I think it will work for a wacky, especially given what happened in Deadpool 2, type of style. I think that there's a lot of potential here.
I'm a generous audience member. I'll go into it expecting and hoping to like it.
Yeah.
And so and you're right. I mean, it's just my preference on Bob's Burgers. It's good. People love it. It's good. There's a good thing that I don't like.
Again, I feel like we have a recurring theme. It's just not sophisticated enough for your. No, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna go there. Bob's Burgers. No. Okay.
They didn't say the word rather once. The entire time, entire season.
His landlord Burgers actually is that kind of character, so you should probably watch it because you just might like it.
Okie dokie.
By the way, Ace says they are canceling us because you don't like Bob's Burgers. So thanks for ruining the brand.
If I had $1 for every time Ace canceled me, I'd be able to afford one of the numbered items at McDonald's.
The dollar menu, yeah.
So the other thing is how meta is this movie going to be? They're going to be so meta. I think it's going to be the most meta of the three so far. Because he's going to acknowledge that it's an MCU movie. He's actually probably going to acknowledge that there has been a merger or a sale of this project.
Yeah.
So that's going to be funny.
I imagine there will be a very fun bit of them moving the Xavier mansion or the X-Men mansion or something, or having like a big a for sale sold sign on the side of the mansion just because, and it'll be a little mouse symbol that's not quite Disney.
Right.
I'm sure that they're going to be very clever with it, but I like that. I think it's going to be super meta. It's going to be over the top, and I think this will be the movie where you kind of watch it and you go, did they go too far? Because I think the comics can do that. The comics have done that where it's like, this is a little bit too far. And I think that this movie has the potential to really go too far. But
do you think She-Hulk's going to be meta? Do you can there be more than one meta character in this universe?
I have no idea.
No.
She-Hulk has been meta in the past, but she's not as meta as Deadpool. I don't know. We will see. We shall see.
I think she's really self-aware, but I don't know if I don't think that movie, depending on how they approach it, right? Because if it becomes like a straight up like courtroom drama movie, which I would love, I think that it's probably going to be less meta. But it all kind of depends on how serious they make the film. I think Jennifer Walters as a character has a potential to be either incredibly serious or really goofy. And it all depends on the cast of characters that are in that movie with her. Because if you look at something like Charles Soule's run that he did with was it Javier Pulido, I think? That's
not
that
my
book
favorite.
was
Not my favorite. But...
Yeah, and I think a lot of people didn't like that book because it was so jarring between the very serious stuff and the kind of wacky hijinks that she would get up to at night, because I think he was trying to find a balance there, but unfortunately it just didn't work for some people. I actually really like that book, but again, I think I'm definitely in the minority.
I just don't enjoy things drawn by Javier Pulido, and it's not that he's a bad artist. It's not that he's a bad artist. My preference, it's like not what I gravitate towards. That's all.
Sure. Sure.
But
so we're getting some chants in the chat. We gotta appease the chat. That's what we're here for. So now we need to do
pants test. I can do a.
We're gonna do a pants test, and you all have to prove y'all are wearing pants.
Oh wait. Hold on. No one warned me.
Count?
No one warned me.
That's the point. That's the point. Oh, okay. Everybody's wearing pants. All right. So
I'm very proud of everyone here. I definitely learned my lesson. Last time we did the pants check, I was wearing my boxer. shirt.
I was not warned that this was going to happen today, so you guys are very lucky. Is all I'm saying.
That's the beauty of the pants test.
So we used to be I Freaking Love Comics. Now we have to do IFLC because our last channel got deleted because Mike was completely nude and still did the pants checks. So welcome to our new channel. No.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that, but okay.
Yeah, so we can't do the pants check for a while then. There's no point. If anyone's just going to keep wearing pants because they know it's coming, there's no point. So we're gonna get people. We're gonna get it. Let's see here.
No tubining on this program.
All right, what's next? Oh,
right.
No spoilers. Hey, in the chat, there's a lot of people, even in the chat, who are not caught up. So no spoilers.
No spoilers on Wonder Woman 1984.
I'm in the wrong order then, but I have a Mando picture ready. We have a Mando thing up, right? Don't we have?
Okay, we're not there yet. We're on Wonder Woman 1984, which is heading to HBO Max at no additional charge on Christmas Day. Santa is truly coming this Christmas, or Hanukkah Harry, depending on your persuasion. But
Hanukkah Harry, I like that.
That is exciting. Well, that's what my dad. I don't know if that's a real Jewish thing or just something my dad made up. But he was like, "We don't need Santa Claus. We have Hanukkah Harry."
What?
I've never heard that.
Shouldn't it be like Hanukkah?
Your dad is a genius.
Hanukkah Benjamin or Hanukkah Abraham.
I was like, Dad, is Santa coming this year? And he was like, honey, Santa's not real, and we're Jews. We have Hanukkah Harry, who is real.
No spoilers about Santa, guys. Come on.
So I go to school. I was literally the third grader telling every other kid, no, Santa's not real. It's your parents.
Let's take Algadot down.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my dad told me Santa Claus. And he's like, it's me, and he took the cookie and ate it. I was like, thanks, Dad. Right by the open fire too. Oh yeah, perfect.
my kids definitely from the beginning didn't believe in Santa, and I would get calls from teachers telling me, "Hey, your kids are showing up, telling people that can you tell them not to do that?" And I'd be like, "I'm not doing that. I'm sorry." So.
Well, I got gaslit. I got totally gaslit. Like I would tell kids like, "There's no Santa. It's your parents giving you presents." And then my friend would be like, "Listen to me. One Christmas, I looked out my window and I actually saw the sleigh land on the roof."
Wow. Yes.
And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
That kid got on the school bus and he was just like, "I got him so fucking good."
Like he made me doubt myself and my parents. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Santa's not real. That's correct, Ace.
And by the time the truth came out, there was no way to have the last word. He had moved on. Yeah. We'd all moved on.
Because you were 17 and graduating high school.
It would have seemed yeah. So I'm excited. I'm really stoked to see Wonder Woman 1984. I think me, Robo, and maybe like 3 other people are like the only people we know who still kind of enjoy DC movies, even though they're deeply flawed and inconsistent and have almost little to no synergy.
I still will laugh heartily and loud and obnoxiously if anybody tells me that they, and I'm sorry if either of you two below feel this way, but that they could compare it to the MCU at all in any way.
No, but
go ahead.
I was gonna say I want to agree with everyone who thinks that Batman vs Superman sucks. I do. I want to agree with you because I like being part of the group and agreeing with everybody. But I can't watch that movie and not enjoy it. Do you bleed? Like, come on, man. That's gold.
I'm just not a fan of the
Don't worry, my buddy Danny's in the chat, and I know that he loves that movie, so you're safe. You got one more person to add to your group.
I love Danny. What's up, Danny? Hey, Danny. Danny's in the Discord group. We talk about comics all the time.
Yeah.
This chat is actually going to get a little bit of an upgrade. Just I don't know why anybody might not be able to go into YouTube, but there's this program that I'm going to start using that consolidates chats from across different areas, and there's going to be a Discord room in our Discord, which, by the way, Mike is a part of the collaboration, but he has his own Discord, so he doesn't need our puny Discord. So check it out. We'll put links in there. But Not Near Mint has a little room inside our Discord for fans of Not Near Mint. And if you guys ever bring it up, in your show, people will know it's there. No.
Hint, hint.
But there's going to be a room in the Discord where you can also chat in there if YouTube's not your thing. So.
I know you guys are used to me raving about Goodreads, and for some reason I can't seem to get people except Ace in the chat to join it with me. But I Read Comic Books has a pretty cool Goodreads presence, and that's worth checking out. You guys do have like a monthly book club. People can vote on what book it's going to be. I don't really participate that much, not because it's not cool, but just because the Goodreads app for iPhone is so unstable and miserable to use that it ends up becoming more trouble than it's worth, which is not your fault. But
unstable?
It's so dude.
The app is unstable.
The app.
The phone is beautiful and gorgeous. Has little.
I log it. I do log every trade paperback that I read on Goodreads, and I do reviews,
Nice.
which can range from a 2-sentence review to like a 3-paragraph review. But it's such a misery to use. They really need to upgrade that app. Anyway, this Wonder Woman movie is taking place in 1984. Here's the spoiler: we know she lives. You know what I mean?
What?
She's got to live.
I mean,
What? No.
I hope.
It's a clone.
Yeah, it was a clone the whole time.
Yeah.
I love Gal Gadot. I love her.
She's
so good.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this. I think that HBO is really smart in just smacking Disney in the face and saying, guess what?
Yes.
We're just gonna show movies, and you guys can charge $30 for your mediocre, not very good Mulan, and people will pay for it. But we're just gonna give a probably solid movie.
That's right.
to people for free to encourage them to pay our $15 a month. Now, of course, that severe difference is that like it's $7 a month versus $15 a month. But even then, I find my value for HBO Max paying for itself every month, over and over and over. Whether it's going back to rewatch
Raised by
Wolves
or
whatever.
Man, how good is that?
If Plus didn't have Mandalorian, I'd feel ripped off up to this point. Like,
same.
That's
That's
same
here.
Yeah. So
is anybody watching Raised by Wolves on HBO Max?
no.
So if you want to talk about getting your money's worth, start watching Raised by Wolves on HBO Max.
Okay.
So good. God, if you like sci-fi, it's so good. That's all I'll say about that.
I do like sci-fi. I just don't see how being raised by wolves have to do with sci-fi.
It's hey, I'll give you the quick premise. It's in the far future. Earth,
nice.
they figured out like wormholing or whatever. There's two factions that hate each other that destroyed Earth, and these androids are trying to raise children. And then the other faction, which is like this highly developed class of people, and the androids are part of like a lesser, like more less developed group of people. But you don't. I'm on episode 4 or 5. You don't know who the good guy and bad guy solidly are. You just don't know. I'm like, wait, okay, so okay, got it. So this group is the bad guys, and then you watch it like, oh shit. So you just got to keep watching. It's really good. Sci-fi. It's on another planet.
Sounds like a moral dilemma. Who's good? Who's bad? Right. What is good? Right. What is bad?
I saw on the Wikipedia that Ridley Scott directed the first 2 episodes, so that's
no
exciting.
way.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Nice.
That's right. Hey, I think you're muted, Judah.
I was saying no shit.
Yeah.
I read that very clearly on his lips, but yeah.
Yeah.
He censored himself.
You got lips, Rita.
Ridley Scott has been so miss for me the last few years. I love the first Alien movie, and I like what's it called, that movie that everybody loves, but I just like. What did he do he did that Robin Hood movie like a few years, like a decade ago, and it was so miserably bad that I just never like
Kevin
viewed
Costner?
him as a great director again. Yeah, just terrible Robin Hood. But or I can't remember what it was called, but
I think it was.
Good.
Yeah, it was Robin Hood and it had what's his name? Russell Crowe.
Oh, Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner was the good one. That was the one with the witch woman who's the sheriff's father has a scene where she does a wicked spell where she spits on something.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, for some reason that stands out to me. I don't know. But
You're cursed.
I'm an Alien purist, so like I like Alien and Aliens, and that's it. So
okay,
interesting. Number 4 wasn't too bad. Or it's not 4. It's what is it? What's it called?
Prometheus.
Not Prometheus. Prometheus was all right.
Alien
Resurrection, I think it was.
Oh, that is a train wreck of a movie.
I'm the only one who likes the prequels for Alien. I swear. Oh well, me and Michael. Michael likes them. I'm glad Michael's on my side, but Michael just loves everything Alien. Like you could just like write anything and just put Alien on it. He's like, that's good. I'm here for it. I'm fucking here for it.
Well, there's the fundamental issue for me is I don't view the Alien movies as Alien movies. I consider them Ripley movies. Right. So to me, they lose their purpose with no Ripley, and killing Newt off camera between Aliens and Alien 3 was a crime against movies, in my opinion. So, it's just hard for me to forgive them for that. But hey, to each their own. And the Prometheus isn't terrible. I think I would like it better if I wasn't putting it in an Alien context.
I agree there. If you didn't know it was like a quote-unquote prequel, then you wouldn't.
Maybe I would just like it on its own.
Yeah. I think that's like for a lot of things that I feel like me being the casual nerd that I am, I don't know if there's any kind of fandom that I'm like all in on, that I've been reading since I was 3, that it's like everything, to where if we shift gears, it's understandable. I'm not making fun of those people. It's understandable. Like if you shift gears, then it'd be upsetting. But whether it's Star Wars or Star Trek or Marvel, I'm kind of always been like this kind of like just regular fan. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, now this character's a woman. And I'm like, cool. All right, let's read that one then. Because I'm not so invested in anything. So because I'm not as invested in the Ripley story or the Alien movies, it's like, now we're going to go to the far future where aliens have evolved into thinking conscious people. And I'm like, dope. All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
all the Alien fans out there, their blood is just boiling right
Like,
now.
no!
So, what do we got? We got this Rick and Morty #1 in the February solicits.
Yeah.
Apparently, those comics are very good. Ree, who is usually one of the hosts on our show, she seems to like them. I think I seem to remember her saying something good about them.
They're really good.
I love those comics.
Yeah, they're so good because here's the deal: is that the TV show's been, it takes forever to come out. They have their little internal spats, and then like the last season, they didn't get to the part that I wanted them to get to. The thing that they set up for like 3 straight seasons or maybe 2. And then at the very last episode, they tie it back to like the season 2 stuff, and so that was kind of upsetting. If you feel the same, and the direction of the TV show has been kind of disappointing, the comic books will not disappoint. Just keep going through the comic books.
I've heard like mixed feelings about like the Rick and Morty stories. Like I heard Rick and Morty go to hell was really good.
Oh really?
I haven't read it, but I heard it was pretty decent.
Okay.
I will have to check it out because I very casually like the show. Like I think I've seen all the episodes, but I don't think I remember all the episodes because I think I've only seen it once. But I liked it. I thought it was funny. It was very clever and funny. Yeah. I didn't have a problem with it. I'm definitely happy to read those comics. Like I could use a laugh, So
yeah,
sounds
100%.
good.
I think if you like the show, even in like a casual way, right? Because like there are diehard Rick and Morty fans out there, and that's scary.
Right.
Because
Apparently
I
they
understand.
suck. Apparently,
My old roommate.
Well, and it's fine. Like Rick and Morty, like we were saying before, there are people that are like, this show came out and it became like the new Bible to them, and that's fine.
right.
Good for
That's
them,
right.
I guess. Just it's scary because those types of fans they have like this complex about them, but that's not what I want to talk about. What I'm saying is that if you like the show and you think it's funny and you like the writing, you think it's really witty, I think that you will really enjoy the comics because I think it's not too heady. Like the Rick and Morty can get very much up its own ass in some capacities, which makes it very funny when you actually see everything unfold and break down, and it ultimately just becomes like a fart joke, and it's like, oh, they made me think that it was going to be smarter than this, right? Whereas the comic is just kind of very clever because it's a comic and they do a good job of not being too meta unless they absolutely need to. I think Kyle Starks, who wrote the majority of those issues for that's the last series that ran, is a very talented like comedic writer. All of his books are very, very funny, and I highly recommend you check out anything that he's done. His latest book I think is called Old Head, which is about like an NBA star whose family is somehow related to vampires, and so he has to kill Dracula, but he has to use all of his old NBA moves in order to kill Dracula.
Oh wow,
That's awesome.
He's like it's Space Jam meets like a kiss from a vampire or something like that. It's very good. He made it on Kickstarter, and I loved it to death. But yeah, so he wrote all of the Rick and Morty stuff, and then there are people that jumped in for minor issues and stuff like that, like Mags Visaggio and Teenie Howard and a bunch of other people. And it looks like the guy who's writing this new series, Josh Trulio, did some issues in the middle of it, because I'm kind of bummed to see that Kyle Starks kind of isn't running the show anymore. But I'll definitely check this out because the Rick and Morty comics have, since issue 1, been very, very funny, and it's like, rather than having to wait for the show, you get this same level of quality and comedy, but in comic book form.
And comics is a better medium than everything else anyway. So that's
pretty
awesome.
much. Yeah. That's like the decision that we've come down to on my show, is that you can't beat the medium of comics. It's just the best way to tell stories.
Do they have any trades of any Rick and Morty series out right now?
Oh yeah, there was I think they ended the series at like 50 or 60, so there's like almost 10 or 12 trades out.
Oof.
Nice. Okay, I might have to pick up some.
I need the Omni.
Yeah, it's very, very good stuff.
Hey, real quick, we need to get uncanceled by Ace, and they wanted us to say something nice about Journey Smollett, and so I just wanted to like go ahead and do this. And she is from Lovecraft Country, and
she was also.
Yeah.
Well, I think she seems lovely, and
She's fantastic in Lovecraft.
She's wonderful.
100%.
She is a beautiful actress.
Yes.
Like from beginning to end, that show is fantastic, and she is a star.
100%. When she was going through, there's an episode in Lovecraft Country where they're all having their own little like night
fantasy kind of thing.
Yeah, the nightmare, like what started off as a fantasy, but then you realize it's not real. Hers was so powerful, and the way that she broke down and she cried, and they're just like, what an absolutely amazing actor. It's freaking awesome.
She's a great actress, and I also really don't mind looking at her. I'm just gonna put that out there.
She's gorgeous.
Sure.
She's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, just so we remain uncanceled, I'm just gonna put that right there, and then people will be like, why did they have Journey?
Ace, I see, is saying she plays Black Canary. That was the other thing. She was in the Harley Quinn movie,
right.
and she was great in that as well.
100%.
She was very good. Yeah. So, do you guys like Dave McKean? It's very strange. I put him in like the Bill Sienkiewicz kind of like different kind of artist category. But he did some work with Neil Gaiman with Sandman, and then he's, I think, most famously the artist for Batman Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth by Grant Morrison. But yeah, he does very weird but very visually beautiful art, and he's doing a new graphic novel called Raptor. It's this is the pitch for it. It's fantasy and reality color each other in Raptor, a so-called graphic novel. A new graphic novel from Dave McKean, published through Dark Horse Comics. This story combines monster hunting adventure and haunted historical fiction in an original tale about the power of Twilight and the crossing of boundaries. Raptor will release in July 2021 in both standard and deluxe printing. Sold. Fucking sold. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look how awesome this cover is. It's just so like, look at the leaves, the bright leaves, and like the blue, and like this dude really is an outstanding artist. I can't vouch for his writing because I don't think I've ever read anything that he's written. So we'll see. But every comic artist is also a writer. I mean, comic art is a form of writing, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a short bridge with regard to creatives. You know, it doesn't ever surprise me when I find out a really good writer also was in a band, or you know what I mean, and like, oh, a really great writer. Oh, and here's my paintings. It's that part of you're using that same kind of your creative side of your brain. So yeah.
Well, even the act of telling a sequential story visually you have to be able to tell a story to draw comics. Not just any artist, even a great artist, not just any great artist can do comics, because there's a whole other layer of not just rendering beautiful visuals, but being able to tell a story with it. So, he's got to have. I mean, and I think it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it, and I forgot about him because it'd been so long since I read anything with him. So kind of exciting.
Our talking about Alien sent the signal across the Atlantic to the United Kingdom to bring Michael Malone into the chat. Welcome, Michael Malone.
Hello,
it's so late.
But here's the deal: we're not having an alien conversation again. You missed it. Continue on.
On the subject of Michael Malone, he's working on something cool. I'm not going to give you guys any details on it, but I got a little peek at it. I think Robo got a little peek at it too, and it's pretty awesome. So you can expect a Kickstarter sometime in the future. We just have to work out the details and finish some things, but this is going to be very cool, and I have complete confidence and faith in it because it's awesome. And that's all I'll say about it. It's going to be dope. But yeah, so moving on from Dave McKean, DMZ. So Brian Wood is very hit or miss for me. His hit is Northlanders for me. To me that's the crowning achievement of his career is Northlanders, because it really is dope. He did it for Vertigo. DMZ, which he's known for, and I like it, but not quite as much as Northlanders, is got a series order at HBO Max. The official release is it's an adaptation of the DC comic. I think they meant Vertigo comic book series by Brian Wood and Riccardo Burchielli. Initially ordered to pilot in October 2019, the 4-part DMZ series is set during a second American Civil War that leaves Manhattan, a demilitarized zone, or a DMZ, destroyed and isolated from the rest of the world. Rosario Dawson, Marvel's Luke Cage, from Marvel's Luke Cage, and, you know, other stuff, a lot of other stuff that's not Marvel's Luke Cage. She was in that movie Kids. That's the first time I saw her. She was in that fucked up Kids movie that takes place in Brooklyn where,
my gosh, you're right.
Yeah. She was the girl who got pregnant. Or did she get pregnant or did she get HIV? I can't remember.
I haven't seen it.
I forget.
Something bad happened to her. But anyway, that's a tangent. She stars as the fearless and fierce medic Alma Ortega, who sets out on a harrowing journey to find the son she lost at the war's onset. Meanwhile, Parco Delgado, which is from stars Benjamin Bratt, which I did not see. The popular and deadly leader of a powerful gang in the DMZ wants to rule this new world and will stop at nothing to secure that outcome. This is going to be cool. Hopefully Brian Wood's not writing the script. I like the concept, but I definitely hope they get someone else besides Brian Wood to write the actual script. Because of how hit or miss he is, I just don't trust him. And I think he did something fucked up. I can't remember what it was. He did something fucked up. Does anybody remember? Do you guys remember hearing his name?
Yeah,
No.
there was a
He was a Me Too.
Controversy thing where someone called him out. I think it was Tess Stone, called him out on some pretty horrendous stuff. Some implications. He was married, had a kid, but he was being very sexually suggestive and trying to get people into his hotel, and there's a whole thing. And I remember there was a lot of back and forth on it online because he was issuing something, she said another thing, and one thing led to another. From what I understand, it seems that those two have kept in contact and like in a way that he's trying to show that he's growing. I don't know if that's how true that is or how much you can take away from it, but like he's continued to work in comics. He did that book Sword's Daughter that I heard was pretty good. Obviously Northlanders stuck around for a little bit, and Black Axe, he did that book for a little while. I mean, DMZ to me was like one of the first books that I really got into when I started to flesh out beyond just Marvel and DC. And so that book's fantastic, but it's interesting to hear what characters they're going to focus on in that show, because that means that they're not taking the journalist aspect and instead they're taking the more on the ground, like person living their life in the DMZ perspective. So it'll be interesting to see, especially as a mini series, because I'm wondering if this is HBO like testing the waters to see if this could be like an anthology series, which would be really interesting because the whole DMZ story is fucking wild. But of course, it comes at a time where our country is literally the most divided it's ever been.
Almost too
with
close.
the exception of the last Civil War that we had. So
Too close to home, but yeah, it's a great concept. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. So this is something that I thought was cool and Robo thought was boring news. So I'll let you guys decide. Batman #1 sold for a record $1.5 million.
Hold on, real quick. I didn't single out what was boring. I said the shit I added made it more exciting. This was one of the boring things.
A comic book, literally a magazine, just sold for more than I'll ever make in my entire life.
You're right. Now that you're saying it, like my heart rate's up, my dick is getting hard. It's like, fuck yeah! Woo!
So.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, a copy of 1939's Detective Comics #27 has become the most expensive comic starring Batman. Prior to the Thursday sale, the highest price ever achieved by 1939's Detective Comics #27 was $1 million, $1,075,000 10 years ago. In another auction from Heritage Auctions, how cool would it be? I always fantasize about this. How cool would it be to go? You're looking through the back issue box and you find fucking Detective Comics #27. You know, like your life that's it. You're good, man. Your life is set for life.
But I hope nobody in the comic book shop goes on eBay and
Yeah.
I think
Here's my question. Who buys these comics on auction? Because when I think of people with enough disposable income to buy Batman #27 for $1.5 million, I also think of people who probably didn't spend their time when they were younger trying to make their fortune reading comic books. So it's like,
right.
I don't imagine with the exception of maybe Kevin Smith, I don't imagine comic book nerds being that wealthy and successful enough to want to buy this comic book.
I would say like people like Bill Gates. If Bill Gates came out and said, "When I was 13 years old, I was a huge comic book nerd," I would believe that. That would make sense to me. But here's the other thing is, I would say that a lot of these people who buy this kind of stuff don't give a shit about the object itself. They give a shit about the collector value or the actual monetary value of what's happening here.
Like it's an investment because it's only going to get more valuable.
It's kind of like this new craze that we're seeing with folks like opening old original Pokemon cards. Like a lot of people don't care about the card. They care about the price, and they care about like the grading that you can get, because that's what this is, right? This thing sold for $1.5 million, and I don't see in the notes like if there's anything about the grade, but this is definitely one of those CGC graded high quality books, because I'm sure that there are people out there that have a copy of this book, but it's like CGC grade 3, right? And this is kind of like assuming that I don't know, like CGC grade matters and stuff like that, because I think between the group here, we're probably not saying, oh yeah, I'm getting this because it's a 9.6 blah blah blah. Like we're getting it because we want to have like the object of itself and be like, this is a very influential comic. Like But the reason it's selling so high is because somebody's graded it, and because there's like kind of like an art appreciation to it. It's a piece of pop culture history, but it's also like a very important piece of art, and maybe some people are seeing it that way versus like this is the first Batman story, you know?
Yeah.
There are comics that I have in hard cases, like hard, what do you call hard sleeves,
like
that
slabs?
I have
top
slab, not like top loaders, not slabs.
I see.
I have there's comic books that I have displayed like that proudly on my wall that have little to no value because it's X-Man #4 by Jeff Loeb, and the only reason that I have it up is because it's the first comic book I ever read. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like that has value to me, and it really has no value. It's like there you could.
Well,
you
it's
could buy
valuable for you. So
that's right.
Exactly.
And that's why when we can move out of the realm of valuable to me to literally monetarily valuable, then the people that are going,
then it's like buying gold.
Huh?
It's like buying gold. Then at that point,
right?
They're just like
100%. That's right.
Yeah. It's probably he's probably laundering. Whoever bought it is probably laundering their money with it. Who knows?
Or they want it as a status symbol, because that's also what this is, right? Because eventually,
hey baby, come over to my house and check out my Batman #27.
I mean, you know, that line might actually work more now than it would 20 years ago.
That's 100%. Yeah.
Do you guys like Anthrax? I love Anthrax. So they unveiled the Among the Living graphic novel for their 40th anniversary. In 2021, Anthrax will celebrate their 40th anniversary as a band. Commemorating this milestone is an all-new graphic novel based on their landmark 1987 record, Among the Living. Blah, blah, blah. So there's a song on that album called I Am the Law, and it is literally a song about Judge Dredd.
No
Hell
way.
Yeah.
Are you
serious?
I love Judge Dredd.
It's a badass song. It's a very badass song, and the album itself is a concept album for The Stand by Stephen King. Like the main song, it's not a comic book, but the main song, Among the Living, the lyrics, it's all about retelling the movie or the book The Stand. So they're big nerds. Scott Ian is a huge nerd. I interacted with Scott Ian once. When I was 12, he had his email address available on his website, like his personal email address.
Hell yeah.
Back in the AOL days. So from my AOL account, I sent Scott Ian an email, and I was like, I'm a huge fan of your work. I don't know if you remember my cousin, but he saw you at a concert back in blah, blah, blah. Like, of course he doesn't remember my cousin. And I was like, and then this is right before Dark Knight Strikes Back came out, and I knew that he was a comic book nerd because in the liner notes of Among the Living, one of the people he thanked was Frank Miller. So,
oh shit.
Yeah. So I asked him, I was like, are you stoked for The Dark Knight Strikes Back? And he goes, yeah, man, I can't wait. I have it in my pull box. I have it set to be in my pull box, and I just cannot fucking wait for this comic book. And I was like, yeah, man. And we exchanged a couple emails, and what's funny about that is that comic book sucked. So Yeah. So
well,
it's
that's funny you said that, because Ace says that they haven't liked any banned comics as of yet. Like, does anybody here have any banned comics that they've enjoyed?
Yeah. I read all of the Coheed and Cambria books.
The Kiss comics are fun. I read those in the 90s.
Okay.
What was the one you were talking about? Mike.
Yeah, I did read the Coheed and Cambria comics because I'm a huge Coheed nerd. I shouldn't say huge. I like Coheed and Cambria. I thought that I was a big Coheed nerd, and then I met actual Coheed nerds, and they are insane people. And I say that lovingly because they love every single thing about that band. I'm not like that. I understand that they're not perfect, and the story that they're telling with their concept albums are kind of wild. But I read all the comics because I think it's a really cool, fun concept, and it's out there and it's insane. But yeah, it's they're okay. It's pretty good, but it's not necessarily about their music or the band. It's about the concept album that is all of the albums that they put out between when they started in I think 2016 or something like that.
All their albums all tell an ongoing story, right?
Yeah, with the exception of their last two albums, I think they were original work, and I think they're gonna go back and do more of the concept from the original story in the future. But yeah, for almost 15, 20 years, they were telling one continuous story in their albums, which is awesome.
Okay.
So if you like prog rock, I think Coheed's definitely there.
I do. They kind of remind me of Mars Volta, who I also kind of like.
Yeah.
If I'm in the right mood, if I'm in a Mars Volta. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you like Rush, if you like Mars Volta, Coheed's right there, right in that middle.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Real quick, I also from the chat, and I like doing stuff like this. Sorry if it's interrupts the flow, but we also have Helen Mirren up on the screen now because Ace says they love Helen Mirren, and that's really it. But the funny story is, I've heard the name Helen Mirren. I had no idea what she looked like, especially not young, and I thought Ace was the picture you guys see on now, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's what Ace looks like. That's not Ace, that's Helen Mirren, and huge fan, and she has to stay up on the screen the whole time so that we don't get canceled again. All right, press.
Okay. All right. We have 2 layers of cancel guard, which is nice.
Good. This is good. We're never getting canceled now.
So real quick, this is gonna bring the mood down, but I promise we'll recover. But this is kind of sad. So a young boy was killed by a distracted driver, and he became a comic book. So The Legend of Z-Hawk is a free online comic book produced by Travelers Insurance to raise awareness about distracted driving. While distracted driving is most often associated with cell phone use, almost any activity can result in dangerous driving conditions if performed while operating a motor vehicle. This includes innocuous actions like turning up the radio, interacting with the navigation system. But Zaadii, The Legends of Z-Hawk, is more than just an illustrated public service announcement. The lead character is based on a real-life boy whose life was cut tragically short by distracted driving. So,
written by Gail Simone.
Yeah.
Really?
Written by Gail Simone. I buried the lead there. Yeah, written by Gail Simone. But I think it's a great way to honor someone, something like this, and it's the best you can do, because really the best would be if it just didn't happen. But it's I'll tell you this. I'm the worst offender. I distracted drive all the time. I shouldn't, but
so
if I get a
comics
message
for you.
I have a smartwatch, so every time someone texts me while I'm driving, I know.
Let me text back real quick.
Right. It's terrible. It's something that I'm actively trying to not do.
And as someone that bikes all the time, thank you.
Like bicycle or motorcycle?
No, I bicycle. I love cycling.
Okay.
I sit there, but it's like I'm driving and I get a vibration and I'm driving like this. Don't fucking look. Don't.
Right.
Don't. Yeah.
At least you're having that conversation in your head. Most people it's automatic. They'll be eating some food and
or they pick up the whole phone or something.
I think it's on par. As far as fatalities, I think it's at least comparable to drunk driving at this point.
Oh yeah.
As far as numbers go.
Yeah. Maybe even more. I don't know, but it's definitely high. It's every day people are dying from this. So
yeah,
be careful. Anyway, I'll move on from that, but because it's kind of a downer. But we get to end we get to end on a fun note, which is there's a new Justice League Snyder Cut trailer.
So I saw your note, and I just want to let you know that I've tried this before. It doesn't work. For some things it can work on, like reaction videos. I don't know how they fucking do it, but doing it live, it won't work because what they'll do is YouTube will go copyright hit and then mutes our whole shit. So we're not gonna watch the trailer. Go fucking find it. But I will do this. Now let's talk to these images a little bit. What do you?
What's actually happening here, folks? Because it's so dark that I can't see anything.
It's so dark. It must be a DC movie.
What's the song? What was the song that was playing? There's a really good song playing.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. But it's the slow, brooding version of Hallelujah.
Yeah. Right.
It's funny.
Right. It's not the same one that he used in Watchmen, but it's close.
This guy.
My Hallelujah fans will never watch this video.
This guy is so unabashedly himself. That's
absolutely
one thing you could say about Zack Snyder is he does not put on airs. He's very much himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks good. I think a lot of people are not interested in seeing this, and I'm okay with that's okay.
Nobody here is gonna not see it. That's the thing.
It took me a long time just to watch the Justice League movie, honestly, in general. After seeing Batman versus Superman, I was just like, I loved Man of Steel. What the hell is this?
That's right.
If you want to know what this is about, read Jeff Johns' first 6 issues of his Justice League run.
Weird. Because I thought if I needed to know what this was about, I just gotta have already watched the first one, because this is just a cut. This is just more scenes, right? God damn it!
Oh yeah, it's
I feel like there's some feelings we need to talk about here.
This is a safe space.
You know what? If you made a huge movie and it didn't do very well, and someone gave you a chance to completely redo it,
then I would call it a new movie.
Sure.
Like you know what? I would.
Don't they call those reboots?
Yeah, I mean, we can call it a reboot, like the Suicide Squad. Is anybody saying, hey, this is Suicide Squad, the freaking gun cut or something like that? No. They're saying, hey, we fucked up. We're going to make a new movie. The only thing I don't like about this is the marketing behind it's, hey, we're just adding some scenes. No, the fuck you're not. This is a whole new movie.
Let me give you 2 scenarios. Let me give you 2 scenarios, though. Either the Snyder Cut is like Star Wars, where now Greedo shoots first, and that's the only change. Like, let's say there's one small, almost inconsequential change, and it's basically the same movie. Or on the other end of the spectrum, it's what we're about to see, which is basically a completely different movie. Which of those 2 would you rather it be? Because I know what I would do.
Yeah. I would want a whole new movie. I'm with you. It's just like it's not even about the movie. It's not about Zack Snyder, honestly. I know Ree, if she was on, she's in the chat right now. Hello, Ree. We love you. We miss you.
Hello, Ree.
Hopefully next week she won't be on the coming back soon part of the poster. She will be here. But pressing on,
we have some.
I know she has more to say about the idea, which I by the way don't disagree with. The idea about how much money's put into this, how much of a waste it is, blah blah blah. But that's not even really my main stuff. My main part of it is really from the fans that said this movie existed from the beginning. That if he just had those things that got cut from the edit, it would have been an awesome movie. And then
the best movie that
just if he just had gone here with his original vision, it would be good. So then they announced it does exist. And then you're like, wait a minute, this is not some fucking cutting room floor shit. You just made a new movie. So that's where I'm at.
It's kind of like so all my life, my family, we've always recycled plastic, and there's always been this contingent of people that are mostly climate deniers that say recycling plastic is like completely unnecessary, like it doesn't even do anything, and the plastic goes to the same place as the other garbage. And then like just a few weeks ago, some news came out that actually they really are just throwing out the plastic you recycle with the other garbage. They've been doing it for years. They've been doing it since the 70s. And it sucks.
Depending on where you live. But yes.
It sucks that all those assholes were right because they're still assholes. So I don't know. It's one of those things.
It's like, damn it.
I will watch this because it's included in my HBO Max subscription, but that is the only reason I'm going to watch it. Like, I wouldn't go to the theaters, or I wouldn't actually pay for this, I don't think, like, independently of the subscription. I'm curious to know how they're going to make, because it's not just a movie. It's like a 4-episode series, right? It's like 4-hour-long things.
Excuse
so
me?
For one, I want to
Is it
know...
all black and white?
No, that's the director's cut version.
Okay.
But I think it's 4 episodes, right? And I'm curious to know how they're going to take a film and turn it into an episodic epic, right? Because I don't think that I don't mean, the movie is clunky. Like the original movie is clunky. You can tell it's kind of just like slamming things together to make 2 hours work. And while there are really good moments, they're heavily outweighed by the not so good moments, right? So maybe, okay, we need to pad out those areas that actually do work, make the other areas that didn't work a little bit better, and then probably add a larger chunk to the end is my guess. They're probably adding an extra hour and a half worth of content that wasn't in the original and couldn't have been in the original, and then they're just making it into a 4-episode series. That's my guess.
Mike,
I'm just trying.
If it's not good, then 4 years from now, we can look forward to Snyder's Snyder Cut.
Yeah. After that, I think Zack Snyder just needs to go into hiding and never come out, because, ugh.
4 years after that, it's going to be like, it's Snyder Cut Redux. This time it's even Snydery.
He's gonna come out
This time it's personal.
with a full white beard and just be like, I have the final.
times
right.
How do you feel to win the DC Sports Award?
Find me a DC character that can rewrite a universe, and then we can, then we'll just fix it with a single movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Picturing like a trailer, like, first there was the cut, then there was the Snyder Cut, then there was Snyder's Snyder Cut, then there was 2 times the Snyder. Now, Snyder, the beginning. Like, it's just going to be just the Snyder.
Snyder, the cut. Yeah.
You
Somehow
thought
Alien and Predator are going to get brought in, even though that's a Disney property now. It's going to be a wild thing in 2028.
Like, 20 years from now, Snyder won't even have anything to do with it. The word will become, like, it'll lose its meaning.
Right.
It'll just be, Mel Gibson directs the Snyder Cut.
Right,
Snyder.
No.
That's so funny. Okay, well, that's pretty much all we got here.
Yeah. So let's go around real quick. We already talked about what we have and what we do and who we are and what we're reading. What is on the books for you, Mind Shift? Like, what do you got going on in your channel? Why should people go and subscribe to you? What do you got in the future? You got any projects you're doing?
Yeah, I have a couple things that I'm working on right now. That just I'm working on something with Whack Comics. I don't know if you guys have followed them. Whack Comics is a great channel.
What is it?
That I'm doing. Whack Comics, WHACK. I'm working on a project with him. I can't wait until it comes out. I just finished recording my part for a video he's working on. Besides that, I do another show besides Not Near Mint called The Teacher's Lounge every Thursday. It jumps back and forth. The best way to remember is Odd Numbers is on my channel. Even Numbers is on my co-host, Gorilla Todd Comics. Really great dude in the community. Does a lot of auctions, great deals if you're looking for some cool books. Just a good human being, another fellow teacher that I work that's teaching. And I'm working on. I have a show. I have an edited show that I'm working on that I've been working on for a long time. I'm just trying to hurry up and finish writing the script for it. But it's gonna be like a comedy / like comic book review that I've wanted to do for a long time. But the premise is basically, well, I'll let you guys ponder on what the premise is going to be about. But it's going to be really great. Like I said, I need to put it out finally. But besides that, I do stuff on IG every once in a while, put up some funny videos and post books that I've read. So if you just, if you like community, you like just feeling comfortable and being yourself, follow me. Yeah, I'm all about community. That's why I teach my students all the time.
Let's see. So we got comics on the line. We'll throw that in there. Boom. So I'm gonna throw some links in the chat. And then the other one was Whack Comics, right?
Yeah. So look out for a collaboration video I'm going to be doing with him. It's
I can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
Dope. Mike, what do you got going on?
Yeah, so I Read Comic Books is it's a weekly show, so it's busy work. You guys do so much, so you understand. But yeah, our big thing that we're going right now, we've got our Discord that we try to be pretty active on, and we're at this point we're just counting down to when One Piece Chapter 1000 comes out. So after that, we're going to be reading like a big manga series all together as a group.
And that is awesome. Yeah. You got me sold.
Yeah. So I've been slowly reading through One Piece, and so every week on the show I give a little bit of an update, and I'm very close to being caught up, and so I'm waiting for Chapter 1000 to come out to basically be caught up, and then.
How long did this take you? When did you start this?
Wait. Did you say One Piece?
Yeah, One Piece.
So this will be on. That'll be a project that you'll have for like the next 23 years, 24 years.
Oh no! I should say I started reading One Piece in January of this year,
and
I am caught up. I'm almost caught up.
No, you're not.
So I'm at chapter 978. Yeah, I'm very close, and they're at 992.
So when I made that joke about having a life, that's why you haven't, liquor, right? Your diet from last night. But you're also have done One Piece in 1 year.
Exactly.
So how many a month? How many what else? How do you have time to read other shit when you're doing this?
This is the problem. So I'm way behind on a lot of my monthly books. I've been slowly catching up. As I've gotten really caught up with One Piece, now I'm able to actually read a lot more regular books and OGNs and stuff like that. But yeah, One Piece for 3 or 4 months, especially over the summer, being in lockdown in New York, I was just reading 40, 50, 60, 70 chapters a week trying to get caught up. And of course, it's extremely tiring. So,
I One Pieced out?
Almost. But I still love it. Somehow, 978 chapters later, it is still a really compelling story.
Let me ask you this: having read all that, would you be able to assemble an abridged reading guide of
Cliff Notes,
essential One Piece?
No, you have to read it all. There's no filler in One Piece. The One Piece manga has no filler. Every single chapter is important. It's
not like reading Naruto.
Yeah, it's not like Naruto. It's not like Dragon Ball in Bleach. It is all relevant, and it's all been building. And I don't know how, the guy who writes it's Oda, whose name escapes me, but he somehow made it all relevant and made it all important, and everything they did a break at one point around chapter 900 or maybe 800 where he took 4 weeks off as a creator. That was it. 4 weeks off after 17 years of continuous week to week 50 chapters a year release. And when he came back, they did a big sum up of what had happened. And as someone who was just powering through the book, I was like, that was 400 chapters ago. That was 200 chapters ago. It's insane. So that's been my big project, and I've been just talking about it on the show.
That's
but yeah,
awesome. So check this out.
I respect what you did there.
Well, you kind of do. You kind of do the same kind of stuff, don't you, Judah? Aren't you you're reading the entire Valiant library? You read the entire X-Men run. That's
why I respect it. I understand the joys of a completionist reading. I did every mutant title starting 2 years ago with X-Men #1. Actually, I did it chronologically. I started with Ages of Apocalypse, which is takes place I did it in that order, and let me tell you, I understand the pain and the joys of a completionist read through.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pain, and there are times when you languish when the story just isn't so great. Yeah. Where you're just like, fuck, why am I doing this?
Do you have those kind of moments for One Piece?
I could be bettering myself.
Do you have
No, One Piece. No, One Piece has never bored me. I am not even joking when I say that One Piece is every chapter is important, and it is interesting chapter after chapter after chapter. It is an astounding thing because I've never read another comic like that.
Have you been having One Piece dreams?
Okay, so I run a D&D game, and I didn't realize this, but subconsciously I was going to do a whole Pirates arc of my story, and I didn't know why. And I was very excited about pirates for some reason. The whole fucking story of One Piece is about pirates, and I didn't realize it until my wife was like, "Because you've been reading One Piece," and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense now."
Do you do this over Skype? Do you
well, goddamn.
Well, yeah. So used to do it over Skype with some friends. We didn't stream it or anything like that. We're not like actual play type people. But I mean, one day I'd like to do something like that. But who knows?
I'll tell you what. I'm definitely totally serious. I'm learning to get. Wanting to get into D&D. Like I've played like Neverwinter Nights on computers, stuff like that. So if you ever want a newbie. Like I get the general gist, I get the rules, I get the saving throws. I just have never played.
Yep.
So let me know.
Oh man,
let me know.
I'm just saying. Well, new players are the best players as far as I'm concerned because they always think outside of the box, and it's the best experience ever. But anyways, as far as IRCB is concerned, the other thing I want to mention really quick is that we do have our Goodreads Book of the Month thing that we do, and we also have a reading list that we encourage everybody to go through. It's 16 books this year. Anybody who finishes it gets to help pick the first book that we're going to read next year. It's a big thing, and our group is huge. It's like almost 700 people. So join, come have conversations with us about comics, and then we do like regular hangouts on our Discord just to engage with our fans and stuff, which are a lot of fun. We did one earlier today.
Those are fun. I went to one a little while ago, and I enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
So check this out. I don't have the right to create an invite link to their Discord. So we're gonna do a little bit more self-serving. I dropped the Discord to our server in the chat. So if you're not already there, I think everybody in here actually is already a member. But if you go to the room that says server affiliates, you'll see a link that takes you right directly to I read comics. I also threw in the links to Mindshift and the channels over there, and I'm gonna do a little self plug myself. I've started streaming. I got my hours. I got the average amount of viewers. The only thing I was missing was I needed 10 more followers to become an affiliate. That way you can start making money. And now there's this drama for anybody who's into like that kind of scene. There's some drama with Twitch to where I'm not going to even become an affiliate, and I'm going to start multi-streaming. And what that means is anytime I play, I'm in the middle of Blair Witch, and I tend to scream often. I'm not even doing it to be entertaining. I just scream, and it's actually annoying to people. Like when I play Dead by Daylight, I'm sitting there. I'm like, hey, yep, he's clear. Oh shit! Oh shit! And I do that, and then people I'm playing with are like, bro, what the fuck, man? Why are you like? Sorry, bro. It's just a thing I do. So if you want to hear me scream, not like that, Ace. Go ahead and follow my YouTube because I'm gonna be dual streaming to my YouTube channel, but I'm still going to be going to my Twitch channel. Go ahead and give me a follow. I'm not gonna be affiliate. I'm not gonna be asking for subscriptions or anything like that. But yeah. That's what I'm doing. Don't you got something, Judah? Weren't you doing like an advice thing? I saw you put out.
I'm trying to get started, but nobody's sent me any questions yet. So as soon as that happens, I'm gonna make an episode and put it on my personal.
Where do we
got
to send? What do we got to email?
DM it to me. DM me a question like an Ask Judah question, and I will anonymously answer it. When I say anonymous, keeping you anonymous, or whoever anonymous. on the video, so I'm just this is just for funsies. But my Twitter handle is @AWIENER. So yeah, just go for it. And I just thought it would be fun. The second thing is we have another Cullen Bunn interview dropping soon. We have a interview with Joshua Dysart, a second Joshua Dysart interview dropping soon.
Very nice.
And tomorrow we're talking to the writer of Bad Mother.
Which, by the way, you have not read. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I need to read that, definitely.
It's Krista Faust. She's going to be on our show tomorrow. This is her first comic book. She's done normal, like, grown-up books in the past. This is her first comic book. So we're stoked to talk to her, so expect to see that. I highly recommend following our playlist, the Pros Talk,
the creators,
or the creators talk, because there's a lot of great interviews. We do the lives as pretty much everyone in the chat knows. We do lives every Saturday. We do pre-recorded episodes, interviews, and stuff. You can expect some other weird, not weird, but different stuff coming down the pipeline. We're going to start doing deep dives on current books that are coming out. We're going to very closely follow The King in Black. We're committed to reading the entire goddamn thing, so we're going to talk about it while we do it.
Nice.
And yeah, that's what I got.
I just got that.
Nice.
So it's serendipity. Sorry. Where Judah's like, hey, I gotta go eat. Can we wrap this up? So I didn't even see it. We're in sync, bro. We're in sync. All right.
Cool.
Hey, check out Respawn IFLC. I know she is streaming as well on Twitch. Yeah.
Do it.
So, hey, everybody, we're just here to build the community. Check out the Discord. We'll have the links to all the Discord. Mike, send me your Discord link directly, and I'll also have a link directly to your Discord. Check out Comics on the Mind, Mindshift on Instagram. Thank you all for voting. Woo. Thank you for voting. I will say this much. Everything is not over. Wash your hands. Keep socially distanced. Be responsible. Wear your mask. And also...
And if you live in Georgia...
It's not over. Yeah, and if you live in if you live in Georgia, it's not over. In 2 years, we have the midterms. It's not over. Stay on top of it. There's 12 people watching. If all 12 people just put it out on their Twitter, put it on their Instagram, especially in 2 years, stay on top of it. Stay inside politics. So we don't.
I think it only takes. I think it would only take 12 people to win Iowa for Democrats. I'm pretty sure that's like. Yeah. Pretty sure that's like half the population.
And that'll give you like 72,000 electoral votes, so that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry about it, Michael. Don't worry about being late. Lady Fantastic was supposed to be here, but Skype and her computer didn't agree. As soon as we get our shit running, I know that a lot of people use StreamYard and other channels get Zoom to work, but I was having some issues, so I just went with Skype. We will have Lady Fantastic from Not Near Mint and her own channel. She'll be on the show eventually, so I apologize for not having her, even though she was on the poster. Does anybody have any parting words? Any last words? All right, guys. You guys take it easy. We are...